Welcome back, everybody. We're live, I guess. Sam's busy. He's sharing this around, doing the things. So, how is everybody today? Hope you're well. We're back. It's a new week. It's time for new lives. Viewer's choice, Enterprise characters. Today, we'll see what we get. You guys are awesome at picking stuff that we might not think of, so this will be fun. And yeah, make sure you hit the like button, super chat in with your choices, your picks, as well as any other comments you want to make. Just super chat in. We appreciate that. Or there is a join option here on YouTube. Go click that. Join the channel. Or head on over to Patreon/Trekyards. You can do it as well over there. You know the routine. Hitting like is the best thing, though, or sharing it around. Let's be honest. But yeah, help us out in any way you can. Also, make sure to click the links down below. There are links to the Teespring and the TeePublic store. Get yourself some cool Trekyards merch. This is the way. All right.
And off the bat, Stuart, I have a question for you.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes.
How annoyed are you that I couldn't get Hoshi's midriff in?
Oh. A little annoyed.
Yeah.
It's not very nice of you. You should have just had her midriff behind Archer or something. And then to Paul's on the other side, he could be flanked by two midriffs.
Yeah, but that's not the right image we're going for here.
Oh, okay. You're
That
the
was,
responsible.
Yeah. But I still want to go mirror because there are variants of every character in the show, and the mirror Archer is not classic Archer. So you're more welcome to throw those in. There are plenty of people to choose, plenty of things. Hello, guys. Welcome, welcome.
Indeed.
Yeah. And I do also think, kind of like DS9, a few characters, there's a Season 1 and Season 4 version. Archer is not the same guy in Season 4 as he is in 1. I wouldn't say it's for everybody, but for a couple of, like, same with T'Pol, she's not the same lady, so it'd be kind of unfair. You know what I mean? I think a few people you could say. And even if you want to be very technical, like, Trip in the season finale, like, it's his best work, post-dead, a few scenes. Yeah.
All right. Well, kick off with classic for real with $30.
All right. Do some searching then.
So Phlox's wife, the woman, and then the woman who got Trip pregnant. Yes, yes. The Klingon from the same episode who says, "I can see my house from here." The leader of the bandits from These Are the Voyages. And Will Riker and Deanna Troi. Well, that's a lot of people. Good way to kick us off. Thank you, Classic for real. But yeah, guys, throw in yours as well. We will get to them and judge accordingly. We are the judges and the juries and the executioners here.
Ouch.
You guys are also the jury as well.
Very dramatic that was.
Well, we judge. I guess they're more the jury.
Yes,
and then we execute the final say on where they go on the board, I guess, until somebody super chats in and changes it.
Great passion. I disagree. Let me throw down, etc. Right, so I will start placing them while I sort of mildly. Scramble's the wrong word, but these are of course some obscure ones. So I've never heard of this Riker guy. I'm not sure where to find his reference.
Riker, yeah.
Is a prison called Rikers? Is he any relation to that? Not sure. Alright, so there's two to get started with, and I will have to hand find the other one.
Well, Phlox's wife, she's a sweetheart. Absolutely adorable. She's cute. It's definitely forward. And wish we would have seen more of her, honestly. But very likable. Kind of jealous of Phlox, gotta be honest. I don't know if I could resist as much as Trip did, because she was definitely coming onto him. I thought Trip thought it was going to be a problem, and Phlox was like, no, go ahead. You'd be missing out if you didn't. And it's like, Phlox. The Denobulans. Great culture. She's great, yeah. I would have liked to see more of her. But yeah.
Yeah, I have little to no memory of her, as in, it's a side note in a side story. Certainly not one of those that stands out as being like, whoa, Enterprise. Not, but now you said all that, I was like, oh yeah, that was fun, but certainly not memorable because I don't remember it. Besides just, oh yeah. But I think,
I remember her.
From what I recall, she was just a nice, gentle character that, yeah,
Yeah.
a window into the society, and that's what makes it meaningful, right? So I would say a C because I don't remember her, and therefore that's got to be lower marks because half of us don't remember her as a real character.
Yes, he's good. A good place to start off.
But I liked her, now that you said her.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart. Next up, we got this Riker character.
Was it Riper? What's his name?
You
You might have to go check, 'cause I'm not sure.
Riger? I think he's from Rigel.
Oh, Rigel from Farscape. The puppet
Sure,
guy.
yeah.
Bit too much beard to be puppet guy, but yeah. Right, your thoughts on... And again, as we always say, it's Riker in this particular episode. So he's a one episode, like 5-scene guy.
Yeah.
Definitely beard dye. Thoughts?
Well, going against everything you just said, it was great to see Riker back and kind of get back into that like TNG vibe. That was awesome. I just wish it wouldn't have been the last episode. But I think in this one, he being Chef, I think is a neat little touch because we hear about Chef through the whole series, never see him. I kind of like that little thing. Little bit indecisive, but I mean that's part of the idea here, and looking for some answers from the crew I think is interesting. I don't know. It's hard to just judge him just on this, to be honest.
That's why it's a fun challenge.
Well, yeah.
That's why it's a challenge.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think he gets legacy points a little bit because he kind of has to, but it's also the final episode, which was a little bit of a letdown.
So legacy points removed because of legacy episode.
Yeah, it's a tough one because it was great seeing him back. Like I said, many times, if this had been a mid-season one, I think it would have been way better.
Oh god, can I imagine this is the first episode? Like in a good way, like starting off this new prequel with an amazing like set the scene forward. That'd be crazy, but that'd be kind of cool actually.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't do that, of course, but
no.
So yeah, my vibe. It's interesting. This is the era before de-aging, so it's like this is post Nemesis Riker, but he's playing mid TNG or late TNG Riker, and it's like he's notably fatter, and all the other things involved make him not feel quite as right. So he doesn't feel right, but I think he hones back into the role because unlike most of these sorts of performances, he is literally Riker season 7 episode 6, right? There's no other layers to this. He's just trying to recapture all that pre-development. So in that regard, he does a great job. He's just Riker. But the fact that he looks so much older and yet playing more naive Riker, I think goes against it because I don't believe the performance quite as much. Because that was like 9 years ago he played this younger role. So it's kind of you got to sort of skip your thought process for a bit. Although it'd be great for the 4K re-release of this to like de-age him because it wouldn't be that difficult and it would actually I think add a lot to it. So I would give him honestly a gentle C to maybe a B because he's absolutely fine, but he's not about the episode. Maybe B for Chef, but yeah.
Yeah, I think this one should be a B just to kind of differentiate these two, C and B. We'll see how it goes though, because they might.
Because she made more an impression in terms of like she's more interesting character in an episode. I say impression, which is I say I don't remember her, but she's more of a distinct character. He's just Riker. They had more work to do to bring her in. But yeah.
And we also got Deanna Troi from These Are the Voyages, who came across as a little bit not in character, honestly. She was just happy to be back, it seemed, and was walking around kind of cocky. I don't know. Something about her that just bothered me in this one and didn't feel like her. She does offer some really good advice to Riker, though, and something about her look was a little off. I think she's less good, so it kind of makes me want to throw her at a C, but I don't know. Something about it just didn't sit right with me. It's not just because I'm not a huge fan of Marina Sirtis either.
But that will definitely play a slight part.
I mean, sure.
So out of the two of them, I think she looks better. I think she looks like she's aged less. Because she's still relatively thin. The hair's obviously her wig. So I think she looks close to how Marina did than Frakes. But Frakes a lot less to hide. Right? And I think Grace's in bloody uniform. I kind of forget that. It's like she's in a full uniform. And she, I think, fits it a bit better as well. In terms of the episode, yeah, she does her job. She does her job, right? She's kind of there as a secondary helper. It's, again, odd to think they've already had their post-Nemesis wedding, all this development. And it's like, right, we'll pull you back 12 years and be a counselor again. But I think she's doing too much. There's too much experience coming through in the eyes for this. That's why she feels different. I think she looks better than Frakes, but that's not necessarily a high bar. But she feels different because she's too experienced now. She can't put that naive counselor because she's not that anymore. Whereas Riker's sort of trying and it's kind of failing, but he's mostly seeing better. Yeah, I mean, she doesn't have the chef stuff. I think she's absolutely good in most of her scenes, but she's there to help Riker. So I'm happy with the high C. She's a bit less because she hasn't got the new stuff. She's just recycling TNG, which is a shame, except the end. But yeah, she's just kind of playing the part. If it had been a two-parter, they could have done a load more with them. They didn't. So
yes, 100%. I also got the Klingon. He said he can see his house from there. I don't remember that specific moment, but
yeah, he goes to the holodeck or the whatever they're called holodeck, and he's like, "This is the best recreation ever. I can see my house from here."
Yes,
and it's really quite funny. I think it's great. It's like the first Klingon we meet, almost. And he's not too antagonistic. He's kind of a nice balance of, he's a Klingon. Who the hell are you guys? But at the same time, yeah. You know, you give me what I want and I won't kill you all. That sounds fair to me.
So where would you rank him?
Happy D. Because he's pretty, yeah. He's a good Klingon. And the makeup looks great on him.
It's a Klingon that looks like a Klingon, which is always good.
Yeah, but not everyone can do a Klingon, like, successfully, so yeah, I commend him for vibing in.
The lead bandit guy or the bad guy.
What a dick.
He's the Voyagers. He is a dick. He plays it very well, too. Very good, evil kind of vibe, and, you know, he's responsible for killing Trip, so that's not cool.
It's not cool, no. I think everyone regrets it. I don't think it's a well-liked plot line by anybody. But I remembered him more than the thingy's wife. I'm not sure what that says about either of them.
Well, I mean, it's an episode you'd probably watch more than the other one. So.
But also I don't watch it necessarily on, not principle, but like it's not a good episode. Is he particularly Bolian? Because there's a few Bolian things going on. Bolian with a hair transplant. Because it's a cool look. It's a very Star Trek look.
Kind of got a Stargate vibe to it.
I thought that. I'm not sure why I thought that. Why are you saying Stargate vibe? Because I had that thought as well.
Because I don't remember this species or race or whatever, but there's that one character. What the fuck is his name? Can't recall. Anyway, there's one guy that we see for a little bit of time with them, and he kind of has the same kind of hair and stuff, so that's why I was going for that. What the fuck was he? Surprised you don't know. Shit. I'm drawing a blank.
Well, I'm going solid D, because I do like this guy, but there are lots of better characters. There are a lot of better characters, but he absolutely doesn't get F.
But he gives Sam a solid D, so as long as his D is
I like
solid.
aliens, okay?
Sure. All right. Olivia, $5. Mir Hoshi. She's great, actually. Not a big Hoshi fan overall. Kind of like her with the sinister vibe, though. And she pulls it off very well, especially this final scene. Respond. It's just her tone is just so dismissive, and she's definitely claimed that role. And she's manipulative and cunning, and got a nice midriff. So
yes,
I like her better than the regular Hoshi for sure.
Yes, those actors were extremely fit for that role. They did a very good job.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I think Hoshi. I mean, she's the absolute dark horse of the piece, and part of why the episode works so well. She's there the whole time. She kills her first lover, her second lover. You associate it being the lady power player, blah blah blah, and she ends up being the one of the strongest characters in the entire piece because she maneuvers herself into being queen of the goddamn universe in her mind, and it's like, oh yeah, I get it. So to go from being just the communications officer to like, yeah, bye, she's now the empress. I get it. I love it. And the ending is fantastic. I would go high A. I think in her little screen time, she stands out. Excellent performance, excellently written, very good nuance. No, I think she's absolutely right up there in terms of like how good they did that character. And I know they're going to do more season, if they did another season. Would love to have seen.
A?
Yeah, I think it definitely deserves an A.
I agree. Yeah, Trekyard said Wraith. Yeah, the Wraith. That's what I was
Oh, God, yeah. There you go. Yep.
What was the one guy that got to know? What was
Todd.
his name? Yeah. That's such a...
Yep, no, you're right. Yep, it's this thing that was screwing me. Well done, guys. See, that's why we have an audience, so you can tell us things.
Yes, thank you. That makes me feel better.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Next up, we got Sean O'Sullivan with €2. Be not afraid. My appearance is made. What are you, Fleetpaw? Did Fleetpaw abduct your account?
Mirror Fleetpaw, so we can't quite get it right.
Oh, okay.
Licensing.
Classic for real, $5. Mirror Forrest.
Mm-hmm.
Evil enough, but he can't see the forest for the trees, I don't think. And
he the forest through the assassin who's in his bed.
Oh yeah, that too. No, he again that sinister twist on these characters. I do like Forrest, the regular Forrest. He definitely pulls off the snarky asshole and
very Lorca-y, actually.
Yeah, a little
like
bit.
When he's able to play Lorca, I should say, not Prime Lorca.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's not. I was gonna say he's not in it super much, but he is. So
yeah, he's most of the first part.
Yeah, I don't know where to put him.
So I like him a lot because he's like the least evil guy in that universe. He's how it comes across. He hasn't got that same vengeance streak. He accepts his mutiny and doesn't murder everyone. That's a good guy. That's a bold choice for the mirror counterpart to not just murder everyone who did it. And you can tell he actually genuinely cares for Hoshi, and Hoshi actually cares for him. It's through all the other things that cause him to, he does go down the ship. He's the most honourable Terran captain you're going to meet. And that's the sad thing, right? But in a good way. Like he's way more like Forrest than anyone else is. It's why there's such a contrast. You can see him being like that classic older guy who's very loyal to the Emperor currently, who the Emperor is keeping in his post because like this guy will not betray me. I can actually trust him. Keep him as a captain of the flagship, versus any other young guy who can, So I would say a very strong B because I think his characterization is very strong, and it kind of puts Riker to shame a little bit when you compare the two in terms of characterization. Or like fresh, new, but I don't think he's A yet because he's not given quite enough. Strong B, I'd say.
Okay, I'm fine with this. Blah, blah, blah. Classic for real, Zefram Cochrane. Oh yes, he was there.
He was there. And note, I had to find the one damn screenshot. There's no close up apparently because I skimmed.
Really?
Yeah. So that's his shot. Yep.
Giving a speech,
having already been long dead. Which is okay, because it would make sense.
There's nothing wrong with being long dead. I mean, he couldn't help it.
He couldn't help it, no, you're right.
He's fine. I mean, it's great to see him back.
Fine.
I don't know what else to say. There's not. It's a good speech, but as far as being a memorable Enterprise character, sure, but...
Well, it's like, definitionally, he's one of the most memorable people, but not because of the content that he's in. because the legacy, the name, and the whatever. And I love the story about this is that, the budget of the season of the episode basically ran out, and they're like, we'd love to get Cochrane in, but we can't afford him because, of course, at this point he's now a proper film actor doing like when they did I believe when they did the original First Contact, Babe was the same year, so he was not yet a household name, and so they had them both in the same. That's why he was cheaper, affordable, and because before that, remember, he was a TNG guest actor. He was just Guy of the Week. They brought back a few times, but after First Contact, he became a famous actor you couldn't just hire, and so he agreed to do this for way less his fee because he really wanted to do the part. Like, actually,
that's what I like. I like when people do that.
I mean, it's a very small. This is like an hour, right? But it's a great speech, and it really adds a lot of legacy. And it just occurred to me, this kind of is the symbolic passing the torch from the previous generation actor, which was a thing, right? Dr. McCoy to TNG. Quark to Voyager, and then First Contact Cochrane to the show.
Picard to Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, Picard to DS9. But I got to go F in this list because he's just not good enough. Had he been physically in the scene, had he started with a scene of him like walking up to Kid Archer saying, hello, you're going to be important one day, kid. What, Zefram? Mr. Cochrane? Or imagine like shot of the Phoenix warping out, and you could have had a really not saying you need it, but you could have started the show with a really amazing like wow. But his cameo is actually excellent. Just that's what I do.
Interesting, yeah.
Good shout though, because that's a really interesting debate to have.
Yes. Mark Lawrence, $5. Degra, great actor, and the character came around to hell. Yeah, Degra is fantastic. And you definitely hate him at first, and then you grow to like him, and you get to know him, and then his death is horrific, and it's awful.
Punched you in the gut, recall.
Yeah. Well portrayed. I mean, great actor. I've seen him in a few things since, and it's like, hey, there's Degra.
R.I.P. Every time.
Yeah, exactly. For me, honestly, Degra would be an S tier because he's just such a well thought out and delivered character. And it goes from mystery, not knowing anything about him, to finding out about his kids and his life, and his turn from I want to kill all humans to I want to help you guys because there's something going on. Yeah. Like, I think he's great. I think he's one of the best Enterprise characters, honestly. So, S tier for me.
Yeah, for me, Degra is just one of the better Trek characters. He would be there in the top S or A for all Trek because he gets, unlike almost every other Trek character, he gets lots of screen time, lots of development, a really strong arc, a really strong beginning and end, amazing acting, and a couple of standout episodes that are really good just for him to shine. Most Trek people never get half of that. The point of him being the primary villain of a serialized arc. So he really, I mean, boy, he might have more scenes in than Deanna Troi. But joking. But I mean, he definitely has a percentage of her scenes, or at least lines, because he tended to be a speechy guy. No, phenomenal actor, phenomenal part, absolute S. I mean, he's probably the best. Him and Shran, for very different reasons, would be like two of the best characters in Enterprise, along with the main cast. But I mean, he had way more to do than Travis, unfortunately. And yeah, he's one of the top S's. He's a I don't think even Archer would have a hard time beating this guy as a character, just for the journey he went on. And like you say, he's so real about hating Earth at the start, and he's so real about wanting to save it at the end, and it's absolutely fully sold. So yeah, amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you have no idea that's going to happen. I remember watching the first time, and he's some guy, and he isn't some guy, and he's a friend. Oh God, he's dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact they use his ship at the end, which is a very special ship, and it's like, oh, they're using his ship, and it's so sad because he's dead, and it's like, oh God. Rip.
Olivia Julius, $5. Elizabeth, first Vulcan human hybrid. I mean, important in history, I guess. But it's a kid. It's a baby. Acting was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Look at those ears that are... Were they even prosthetics? They kind of look like they're just photoshopped.
Yeah, the red levels are wrong, aren't they?
Just stretched, right? F tier. Let's be honest.
Ouch. He's a mean, isn't he? Everybody. Yeah, and I just don't like this episode in general. All these two-parter. I think this is the real
Same.
finale of Enterprise. It's like, God damn it, guys. If you're going to have Trip and T'Polent together, this is so meaningful. As like a episode 5 and 6 of season of 4, but to end the series on it, it's dark, horrible tone, all earthbound. No, I just like the episode in general, except the start and the end, and the cute reporter who's absolutely cute, very Lindsay Lohan like. But yeah, you've probably replaced it. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Annoying episode, because there should be better things.
Schmo Buddy, $5. Chef, we never see him, but he's talked about a lot. He is, yes, and I love this photo that you've chosen and altered here.
Altered? What?
Oh, we never see him, right? So I would have pixelated it, actually, instead of smeared it. But
Why? It's just sharp. It's the character of Chef, not played by this guy.
Really wanted to meet him, and I love that they did this with Riker. I thought that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I mean, and knowing that Dorothy, Doug's wife, made all the food and stuff, so she was actually the real chef.
Yep, that was my other choice to put in this picture, but no one was going to get it. So,
well, wouldn't say that. We have a pretty good audience.
Fine, a few would. Fair enough.
No, we offered a lot of advice over the course of the show, and again, made these phenomenal meals and foods, and never once see them, which is a shame. So, I don't even know how to rank Chef. Like, seriously, importance wise.
Well, Chef's kind of a concept.
Yeah.
The helper. Although it's such a deliberate character though to say, right, space, the far frontier, the meals, the Starship Enterprise. It's everyday mission to feed the entire crew, to seek out new meals, and yet also provide meatloaf and chops on a Thursday. What a ridiculous role to have and to do and to achieve. Just who you visualizing? Like, who would do this? It's such an odd persona. And you imagine it must be a really hard job. And is there more than one chef? Is that implied that's doing the mess hall, or is he just a personal chef for the galley, for the captain?
I think he's the main chef, and then they'd have kitchen help, obviously, but he's the one guy for the whole ship.
Yeah, because I always assumed they had a set of people, because to feed the crew would be ridiculous on one person. But if it's your only job all day, and
exactly, yeah.
and then there was really good like refrigeration, because imagine making fresh steak and then like no one's eating it. I don't know. D, because his screen time is literally -1, but he's always in our hearts
and our stomachs.
Yeah. Although he's more in our stomachs, as much as that allegory goes.
Not a band account, $5. The NX-01 Enterprise, central character. It's been a long road getting from here to there. It's been a long time, but my time is finally here.
Yes.
Well, that'll be our next live ships of Enterprise. But sure, we can just put it at S tier because.
Although I don't know actually. Compare it to how the other ships feel like home. How does that compare in the metric of the Connie feels like home, the Voyager feels like home, the D feels like home? I'm not saying I disagree, but give us a how much of a home feeling compared to the other ones.
Well, considering the nature of the show and them not having anything around, no star bases, no other ships, it was very much. It felt like it was more of a militaristic submarine vibe, for sure. It wasn't really homey. I mean, the homiest place in it would be the galley, or the mess hall, I mean.
That's why I said the question, because I was thinking, I was like, well, you're right, it's more like a workspace, in a good way, right, but not necessarily a home. That said, the cabins always feel quite homely, especially in the later seasons, where they've obviously made their presence felt. I've always quite liked how they redressed the crew quarters. And little aside, I actually was on the galley once. A portion of it was rebuilt for a London exhibition. It was the official lunch hall. But I was so young. I've told the story before about my mum saying, "Oh, we'll go see it again later, and therefore we don't have to go spend an entire day there." So I spent half a day, and blah blah blah. But I did eat. I think we sort of ate like a muffin, maybe. So it was really fun to see like the porthole galley and the pretty big. And then the real NX on like the console and one wall of the torpedo room set, which was crazy. It's like, what?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I have sort of memories of everything, but sort of not. It's very confusing. But yes, I think I want to kind of give this an A because it doesn't feel as homey as it should. Versus like the Enterprise D and such. Because Enterprise is more the people in the show, not the ship itself, versus the other shows. I know it's a small distinction, but I think it doesn't quite achieve it the way the other ones did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can override me if you
Fair
like.
enough.
But,
No. Fair enough. I just... Yeah. I'm just going by what Doug Drexler told us, the most thought-out starship in Star Trek history.
Especially those shuttle bay doors that ripped just from the Akira and not changed whatsoever. Most thought-out ship. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
You talked me into it, say. It's fine. Classic for real. $5. Ozzy Medeiros makes a good point, so I'm nominating it. Lieutenant Commander Data. Yes, his line of dialogue.
There's like 2. Your thoughts on Lieutenant Commander Data from Star Trek Enterprise?
It was great to hear new dialogue from him, but it didn't sound like it could be. They could have literally ripped it from like any episode and like had the same kind of thing being said. So it's fine. It would have been better if he was on like you could see him on the pad, or have him on a view screen or something, or have him actually show up. I mean, that makeup and stuff for that, like,
yeah, that'd be
a couple seconds of time.
Yeah, most expensive cameo in Trek history. 3 hours in the chair, $15K for just in the corridor talking to Troi, and then that'd be. Yes, last episode. Let's throw all the money at the TNG cast. Why? Yeah. But I love this is basically an uncredited cameo because no one ever talks about Brent being back. But he just recorded it and it gets no fanfare, but it's a new line and he zones in perfectly. And it's like, yes, he played Data in between and it was really lovely. And it's new,
So, C.
Yes. On the scale of TNG cameos, he is the worst, but I just love that he did that. But it's like I said to you previous times, like he was obviously on the lot that year filming as Soong, so why the hell wouldn't he just quickly come over and record some audio as Data? Like why wouldn't you? Got him right there, right? Like 2 minutes. Yeah.
Classic for real, $5. At the end of Terra Prime, i.e. the real series finale, there's a guy who phasers himself in front of Archer in Archer's ready room.
Couldn't find it, so give me a time code or skip. Sorry. I searched a long time for that and I couldn't find it, so.
We will skip for now.
Give me a time code.
Schmo Buddy, $5. Shran, long live
the Coombs.
The Combs. Shran, fantastic character, expertly portrayed by Jeffrey Combs. Fantastic. Racist. Pink
Species
and all that.
Speciesist,
sure. Again, you're never quite sure where you stand with him. Is he a friend? Is he a foe? Is he a frenemy?
Yes. The answer is always just yes.
Yeah. Somebody I wouldn't want to be going up against. I can say that. He seems very cold and calculating. So, yeah.
Although, just bouncing off that, on a scale of 0 to 10, how smart is he though? You should not go against him, but as an intelligence level, where do you rank him 0 to 10?
About a 7.
Yeah, I don't think he's like that intelligent, but that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But he's street smarts combined with captain smarts. But he's
not very calculating.
Yeah.
He's more reactionary and a little bit emotional about shit. So
yeah, that's why I wanted. I just thought I just realized that going in. It's like he's a character versus a. Oops. Okay, hold on. Spill some coffee.
Oh.
Versus something.
Yeah. Yeah. So for me personally, I'd probably put him at an S. because Jeffrey Combs is fantastic and he does such a great job with this character. He definitely made this his own. And I just love what we learn about Andorians during the course of this as well. The antenna, I mean, that's not him, but the antenna movement is great.
I mean, the fact that Enterprise is a somewhat maligned show, although more in comparison to the other shows, more than on its own merit. But the fact that it gave us Soval and Shran, who are both excellent characters in the pantheon of Trek, means that even though, a lot of things didn't pan out, a couple of things really did. So, people always talk about these two as being, yes, these are special characters. Obviously, he's an S, right? We're just trying to work out sort of why and where. Because he goes on a journey, right? He is... But also you understand him. He both is the same guy in the first episode, because he's still, Andoria first, fair enough. Hates Vulcans, fair enough. Doesn't like aliens, but will work with them, fair enough.
Grows to like Archer and respect him.
Yeah,
he's a very honorable guy, is what you can say.
Yeah, more honorable than his species. I feel there's one episode where he betrays somebody, but he doesn't want to or something. And the fact that he comes, because he does he goes to the Expanse and doesn't help them, and then does help them, which is a really great. I mean, to see him in the Expanse, I wasn't seeing coming. I thought that was super fun when he pops in to say hello, and then for the Andorian Mining Consortium is a lot of fun. And I generally feel sad that Susie Blackstone, his lady, who we know 3 episodes I think, gets killed. Really sad. And and when he tortures Soval, I mean that scene is just standout in general. But yeah, he's one of the S's. There aren't that many S's in Enterprise, but the S's are strong, bloody S's. Yeah.
Benjamin Stone, £5. The Big Show as an Orion slaver, just for the great shot of him showing off to Paul and her looking so pissed off and disinterested at the same time.
A bit of different shot for him, but yes, says the same sort of message.
It's the Big Show. Yeah. If you want a big ass Orion bodyguard type guy, it's great. Doesn't do much, but yeah, lifting to Paul up is hilarious. And
but you know exactly who he is from his very short screen time. He's like, I could buy something with this. He loves what he does. He loves selling people to other people for money and hopefully getting a cut of it. And you're like, I believe that 100%. So that's acting right there, Although I'm kind of surprised now, thinking back, it wasn't the big guy who we met, or we saw in Vegas, who's in everything. Who's kind of like the bruiser guy who's the Dominion once. This feels like they could have been him as well. I mean, this guy's on the more chubby side of built, but that guy's more built. Who you put really high in the everyone list because he's iconic. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I'm trying to recall, but no.
He's a famous Jem'Hadar. Another legend. Guys, who do I mean? Because I'm not going to remember his name. He's a character actor who's very squared face.
Oh, the guy that's in everything.
X-Files guy, X-Files, but I haven't seen.
Yeah,
that guy. This could be that guy.
Oh yeah, he would be great for this kind of thing. Yeah, absolutely.
But this guy's
I can never remember his name, but he was in DS9. He played somebody from the Gamma Quadrant who was dealing with Quark to sell them Tula berries.
Tula berry wine, is it?
Yeah. I'll put Big Show at a D. You think D's fair, or do you want to go F?
No, D. He's yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
And yes, any PMs are welcome for clarifying who's what. They definitely pick good actors to play one-off guest roles because already.
Yeah.
D isn't because they're bad. It's just because they're not. Yeah. Oh yeah. Give us some more medium people because there's loads of 2-offs or running.
Or give us some of the main fucking cast would be nice, maybe. Fuck
main cast? That's not what the show's about. It's about everyone else. It's about the one guy that died that one time.
Well, ironically, somebody like Mayweather would probably only be a C or D.
Well, we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah.
If we get there.
But you probably won't. Area 51, $5 at Ambassador Soval.
Yes.
Come on. Yes. Good Vulcan. Well portrayed. Not an asshole, really, like a lot of the other Vulcans in this show.
First episode, though.
Yeah, he's...
Big asshole.
It's an arrogance in that one. It's not
Yeah.
assholishness. It's a little bit different.
Are they different?
Again, great actor, does a fantastic job, and he's an awesome Vulcan. Let's be honest. Like, he definitely has that kind of very measured approach. Even in the Mirror Universe episode,
He's really good.
he's fantastic in that too. Different character though, but same character but different. You know what I mean? Yeah, he. Anytime I saw him, he's a welcoming presence. As far as if you see him show up, you know that things are going to be all right with the Vulcans because he's going to put in a good word for the humans. You know,
Mildly biased by the end.
Yes, yeah. So yes, great character. You say your spiel. I'm just trying to decide where to put him.
Yeah, so I had a really good interview with Gary at Vegas, and he's a sort of vibe that it's the same story he's always told, but I was able to get it. I feel like in a dynamic way we had the conversation about it, and I feel like he gave the story in a kind of a not fresh, but like a hey, he's there kind of way. Yeah, he was a one-off. Obviously, mediumly known character actor, right? Famous for a few things, but one episode, and they loved him so much that he got more and more and more until he's the definitive lead secondary to Shran's lead secondary villain-ish role. Or more antagonistic. And that's testament to the guy's acting, his portrayal, the dickishness, but isn't fully dickish, it's just partial dickish. You sense the core beneath it, and to give him that much screen time, every excuse they can to bring him back is wonderful. And like I say, the torture scene is fantastically badly good television. No, for me, he's also an S. He's right up there because he owned it in a way that you just. Sometimes they're just a role that they get it. They zone in. This is it, and he's like, yep. And the fact they managed to reprise it twice after that, of course, and get it both times is yep.
He understood the assignment and nailed it.
Which is funny because if you watch the interview, he didn't understand the assignment until he did. Because he was like, how do I do these lines? And then amazing.
If he's in the episode, it's going to be a good one. Yeah.
Yes.
We have 35 people watching, which is fantastic, guys. Make sure you're subscribed. Probably. And 24 likes. Let's hit that like button if you're just joining us, and throw in your favorites. Any Enterprise characters you want to throw our way, we will discuss them as much as we can and rank them.
And there's a lot, and there's some really great variety already. But yeah, keep throwing. There are more.
Yes, absolutely. He will have a poll up in a second here, but I encourage you guys to hit the like button. It's a cheap and easy way to help us out. Also sharing the content around to other Trekkies would enjoy it and might not have heard of us. We want to get more subscribers, so subscribe and make sure that you throw people our way or throw us their way, one or the other.
Just throw them in front of the YouTube bus, and they'll see our content if you like it.
Exactly, yeah.
That's how that works.
What he said.
Yes.
All right, and the poll is up. Go vote on that as well, guys. The poll is, if I can click it, there we go. Who are overall best characters? The main cast, secondary cast, or Shran? Wow. Funny.
Okay.
This guy, I tell you what.
Sometimes I just do it to make Stuart laugh. And sometimes it works.
Area 51. Yay, I made an S tier. You sure did. You're such a good boy. You did an S tier. Who's a good boy?
It'll be a first time for everything. It would be funny if the regulars tally up how many, where they are on the board, if they're constant C and D's.
Yeah, you guys should keep track of where we place your choices. Olivia, $5. That's a baby. At least D tier for being adorable. Okay, we'll move it up.
Power of math, people.
Oh my god. Okay. Mark Lawrence, $5. Agent Daniels, only 8 episodes, but so good he shows up in STO a ton.
I'm surprised only 8. I thought it was more than that.
Yeah.
I would have guessed more.
But sufficiently creepy and questionable at first. But yes, you do grow to love him as well. And rely on him and trust him. And of course we all know he's in Star Trek Discovery. I mean, spoilers.
Rip.
But no, what an interesting job being a time agent and having to go back and convince people of what he actually does. I mean, he's got some cool tech, showing Archer all of the future stuff, and his interesting uniform as well, his time suit, whatever it is, and some impossible situations that he finds himself having to navigate to. I don't know. I just wouldn't want to be a time agent. Like, it sounds so fun going through time, but with the ramifications of the events that you need to make sure happen and whatever, it would just be such a stressful job. He plays it cool and calm, yet also gets across a sense of urgency. I don't know. I think he's a great character, and we needed to see more of him. I was surprised when you said it was only 8 episodes too. So,
Or is the kind of character that only appears when we're in real trouble? That's kind of the point. And I mean, a few times, I always like his deliberate appearances, and by that I mean, "Hi Archer, I'm here to do something," versus, "Oh no, the universe got butchered. I'm dying, and I'm gonna have a small cameo because my face is distorted." It's like, well, I like the other one more, and I'm not complaining, of course. I'm just saying, like, it's good when he's had a full character role. But no, he's great. He's such a hard thing to try and go for as a role. Where do you even take the character? Creepy is an interesting word. He's definitely slightly unnerving and hard to place, and I guess out of time. Obviously, a famous Thermian from Galaxy Quest. So I wonder if they saw that and thought he's a bit weird looking. Time agent.
I never even realized that. You're right. Fuck.
Yeah, he's the guy that they say he's holding the things where his alien form is, and then he's making and then my apologies, my something is, and the name's a bit shoulder. Is that guy? Yeah. Same exact look. Like, he looks exactly like this. Gosh, but he's also, I mean, he's intentionally vague. So rating him as much more developed is sort of the point. Love that they die several times.
Yep.
But he's a time agent, so only that version of him died, and they can just... There's obviously some proviso for that. Was he... Did he appear in the last 10? No, I think he only appeared at the Nazi one, and then the ends the arc, and he never doesn't come back, I think.
I think so, yeah.
See, I would have had him in the last episode with Riker and Troi, like, go meta, go another layer of him watching them, watching... Which I guess doesn't make all the sense because he's not really there, but you should have had, like... Because he's the overall arc of the show, surely, not...
It would have been great to see him in a TNG uniform and talk to Riker in the hallway. Give him a small little piece of advice to make Riker make the final decision.
No, you're right. That would have been what you do, yeah. Or talk to Troi, and it's like, wait, was Daniel's Enterprise D for a bit? And not even be the characters, like, he's
exactly, yeah.
Oh. So
have him wearing scans.
So you got Terry Materis walking through a corridor, and Daniels, the most famous toofers. Okay. My gut is between A and a B, which is sad, but I think he wasn't given enough oomph to be S by a substantial margin. Easy good enough to be A, or is it just a very high B? Because I'm conflicted on my thoughts. So what do you think? And do you know why I'm conflicted about my thoughts?
I do.
Yeah.
I'm thinking A, though, because, I mean, he's kind of a linchpin for the show.
Especially was more.
Yes.
That's the only thing there. I'll let you decide. That's where I am. I think both are fair. Just.
What about low A? How's that?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, he's one of the ones that defended, but he's one of the most memorable characters out of Enterprise.
For sure.
So a lot of people will
sure.
remember him. So.
For sure.
Yeah. All right.
Beautiful.
Classic for real, $5.
Ooh,
Well, Sam said it. The cute reporter he's talking about from Terra Prime or whatever episode with Elizabeth and her Photoshop ears or whatever. Yeah, she's.
He was like, I have to fill up this space. I'm just gonna keep riding until I run out of characters.
Absolutely adorable, and yes, good reporter. She could definitely, interview me any day. I'd give her the inside scoop, if you know what I'm saying. probably don't, but that's okay.
What?
My mind's in the gutter. What?
What? Okay, on a scale of 1 to Lindsay Lohan, how Lindsay Lohan is her face? So we at least a 7, right?
Oh, yeah, at least.
Like, they could
That's when
easily
Lindsay
be
Lohan
sisters.
was attractive, though. Yeah.
Oh, sorry?
That's back when Lindsay Lohan was attractive. She's not so great anymore. But
Yeah, before drugs and such.
I love Lindsay Lohan. I don't know if you knew that, but
I did. Before the drugs.
you did?
I didn't. No.
Oh, didn't. Well, now you do.
Classic actress. No, I liked her in this role. I remember watching this thinking, what am I watching? I know it sounds weird, but this was when it was hard to watch Enterprise, so the last few were kind of strange in my house. I remember thinking, okay, it's a very human story with reporting. It's a very odd thing, but I love Travis getting something to do, yay. And she's a bloody snitch, mole, bad person in theory, but you can sort of relate to her opinions, because she's like, anytime you have a person you're meant to be rooting for who then does the bad points in the narrative, they've obviously got to make the character more relatable so you don't just hate them early in. So she's played an interesting way for sure. I mean, I think she was given, she's one of the linchpins of the episode, ironically. I think she has a good performance I enjoyed watching and would see her again if we could.
Uh-huh. I like it.
Yeah.
I will not argue with the C.
And one of the few just really human characters.
Human.
Like, bit like a, yeah.
All right. Mark Lawrence, $5. Ensign Rivers. Someone had to do it. Oh, you mean Ensign
McFarlane.
Well, no, Mercer. Before he became captain.
Or became captain.
You had to start somewhere.
Mm.
Indeed, Seth MacFarlane as an engineer. He was in 2 episodes.
Uh-huh.
Got some speaking lines.
He did.
He's a big fan of the show, and they should have had Star Trek, but they didn't give it to him. So, yeah, nice enough character. Wish we got to know him more. And I just love that somebody's passion for a show translates into, I want to be on that show. That's great. I would do the same thing if I had the power. So,
yes, he
kudos to him.
Definitely flexed his, I'm making this company millions of dollars a month with Family Guy and American Dad, and like, I would like to be on this show, please. I'm going to phone the head of Paramount and say I would like to be on this show, please.
Or I'm not going to give you another season of Family Guy.
Yes, otherwise I will kill everybody. And them saying, oh, do you want to be an alien of the week? No, I want to be in Starfleet. You know there's not many Starfleet characters. Yeah, I know. It's like, okay, well, we can put you in engineering. I just want to be in a uniform. I want to keep it. I want a role. I want a name. I want dialogue. I want to be in it.
In more than one episode. I don't want to die.
Because he totally could have been, not that he's the best actor, of course, he could have been an alien, but, like, no, he wanted, I'm sure wanted to be him. Yeah, I mean, oddly memorable. He does kind of stand out as being not fitting when you watch the episode. He's like, oh.
It's fine.
It's fine. But I'll still say D because he only gets like 3 lines.
Yeah, I was going to say D for sure,
but we love him for being in it, and
yeah,
what a lad to achieve that. We're all jealous in this house.
All right. Classic for real, $2. Move NX01 to classic for real tier. You know what that means. I don't know what that means because $2 doesn't move anything. So no is my response.
That was a multifaceted thing we had to think about there. I don't understand any of it.
I don't understand any of it either. Olivia Julius, $5. Porthos. He was a good boy. No cheese though. Yes. I love that there's a pet on board. Captain's pet. I mean, that would be more problematic than anything on a starship, especially in that era. But anyway, yeah, cute little beagle. Seen a few times. I mean, he was even sick in sick bay, and they had a really weird stuffed kind of fake dog, which looked disturbing. Porthos is fine.
He was definitely feels like, for me, he was an idea versus a real reason to be there. Like, he's used a couple of times, but for the most part, you forget he exists until he's there again. Is how I find Enterprise. I can't remember, are there other pets in Trek? I can find there's one other pet somewhere.
I mean, crew had a pet dog on his bridge that died.
Sure. A better dumb pet, you could argue. The goldfish,
Um,
Winston, but that doesn't really count.
I mean, Spot the cat.
Oh yes, yeah, Spot. So Spot was a much better done character. I don't know why. Just I guess the joke was there was a pet versus Porthos is just there's a dog. Where's the joke? Oh, there's no joke. It's just there's dogs. Oh, okay. So, you know.
Well, Hans Pritchard says Picard's fish. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But you forget he's there most of the time. So I think
Yeah.
he was not a particularly well done pet, but also how on earth do you do many stories with a dog on board? But that said, these Night and Sick Bay is very good with him as a baseline reason, and there's a few good moments. Wait, does he? Porthos isn't in season 3, is he? He gets dropped off back on Earth.
I don't know. I don't remember.
So I doubt he's in season
just know
3 because that would be.
It causes some headaches when he pees on a tree.
Mhm.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
any chance to get a dog down on a planet that actually have like grass and stuff, you'd take that. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like I say, he's a good idea on paper, but as with many ideas in Enterprise, they don't quite work. So he's not particularly successful. What would you say, Stu? What would you say?
D.
Yeah. But I don't necessarily want to see many dog episodes either. So it's kind of a hard.
They should have had one where he like mutated into like a
Yes.
humanoid species or something.
Ooh.
And he like, with this big walking dog.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be kind of neat.
Or even it becomes a CGI alien that tries to kill the crew.
Yeah.
That'd have been awesome. Yeah, that's a yeah. Yeah.
Don't kill him. He's Porthos.
Although it'd be funny if he becomes like a no.
I don't know what's happening. Okay. Hit the like button, guys. 40 people watching. 32 likes. Let's get those likes up to 40. Shouldn't be too much of a difficult thing. We also have 20 votes in the poll. Let's get those up to go vote. Everything okay?
Yes. Ignore me.
I usually do, but I mean, it looked like there was a problem, so I was like,
Yeah, it's just wasn't expecting a thing. Sorry. It's all
Oh.
good. It's all good.
Okay.
Thank you for the concern, but that's all good.
I actually don't care. Schmobody, $5. Quinn Erickson, episode Daedalus. He almost rematerialized. Yep.
Yeah.
I'll talk about him first.
Yeah. Strange episode. Trying to be strange. Sad. I mean, the dad's a good character. And a famous character actor that I don't necessarily know very much of, but I know some. And yeah, I mean, very TOS story. I feel like the poeticness of risking his entire life's work and his entire life's credibility to save his son, and there not actually being a time limit per se, if I recall. It was more a case of, if I recall, once they start the process, it's one and done, and obviously they fail. But he was stuck in there, and he was going to be still stuck in there, but they were not willing to accept him being stuck in there longer. Or was
Something
it?
like that,
Or was his pattern was disintegrating? Because I think he was stuck in space, and they had to fly to that part of space.
Yeah, it was something like that. They had to be in a specific spot, and then they could, yeah.
He was a ghost,
Don't recall.
basically. He was a ghost. in
Essentially,
the
yes.
machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they rematerialized him, but he was going to die, so.
Yes, and it is sad, and it is it's that classic thing of asking for forgiveness or permission. You know, I feel like Forrest might approve this mission, but also I think he was dead at this point. Maybe I think it got blown up already. Like, rip.
I don't remember when this was. I thought this was like early.
No, it's like the 3 standalones of season 4. It's like it's oddly
Oh.
like, oh, there
Okay.
it is. Okay, yeah. That's why it's weird. It's like between all the different multi episodes, like, and there's Deadless. I mean, the dad is higher. I would say no. Let's go F, because he's not. He doesn't. He says like 2 lines, and they're also dying lines. But his sweat was on point.
Perfect.
You know, he was heavily sweated, and that was great.
Perfect. Schmobody, $5. Kolas. Archer's lawyer, episode Judgment. JG is a Klingon. Combs. Yeah. Yes, I love one of the best lines in Enterprise for me, honestly, where he says, "You don't think we're all warriors, do you, Captain?" Because of course,
Ignore the 9 daggers and 3 disruptors I'm holding on my belt.
still a lawyer.
Still
They're
alive.
farmers. And they're, No, it's hard to kind of remove him from Martok, but because of the voice. And considering that he's a completely different character here in more ways than one, it's not very typical for
all
a
the
Klingon.
ways. Well, it's all a fairly different character. I just thought it was a funny way to say
What I
that.
mean,
Yeah.
He's literally a different character, but he's also coming across as not as harsh as a typical Klingon, like you would expect. Very good at his job, definitely cares about his job, and is willing to kind of put his life and his family's honor, I guess, on the line for
That's a good
an
point.
alien.
Yeah,
like
where's the honor here? Because if he loses, that's lost honor. But if he's told to do it, that's one sort of honor. If he wins, is it honorable to support a foe? Yeah, that's an interesting question.
Anyway, great character. Wish we would have saw more of him, but I just hear Martok, unfortunately. It's kind of like Colonel Worf. It's just kind of hard to separate. At least his name wasn't Martok. Lawyer Martok. Something. Could have been worse.
Luckily, I can separate them in my head because I think the performance is so radically different. Not that you weren't saying that, but I don't have a problem so much. Because he's a softer Klingon in every way. The makeup's also much softer. He's not, if JG is harnessing the football player, this guy's harnessing the scholar. And there's a tremendous softness in how he plays that. The makeup's also just simpler and nicer. Yeah, the lines are great. And it's so... JG is not the same, which shows how good an actor he is, because they're both fully fleshed out Klingons and yet not at all the same. Could have come back. Hard to justify, of course, but would have been great to see come back in some form in season 4, one of them. Because I imagine it'd be quite a good emissary. You could argue, who has experience with humans? That fricker, that lawyer guy. Let's send him to negotiate. And he walks on Enterprise like, hello, Captain. Lawyer man. Didn't think.
He did get banished to Repente, so.
Oh. Didn't he get saved? Wouldn't it be nice to save the guy too? No.
No, he sent Archer. He didn't want to be saved.
Oh.
He said it was more all about service time there because he wasn't in there for life or anything.
Oh, true.
A couple of years or something. I don't remember.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, that's dishonorable to crack out of a Repente. Yeah. I'm at least an A. Because I think he is so nuanced. But I would say probably a low A. It's one of those he fully understands what he's doing for the role, and he's doing it. But he has one episode, and not much depth in that past the nature of the piece, as in he's just doing glory stuff. But I think performance-wise, he's A. I would vote. What do you think?
Yeah. No, I'd agree with.
Hey, hands up.
I would agree. I think an A is perfectly acceptable for him.
Yeah.
Like I said, very memorable character, and one of my favorite scenes in Enterprise is that discussion with Archer. So
and it's just fun to see the not court martial, but the court set rebuilt ish for Enterprise. And it's great because didn't have to be identical, but it had to be about the same. So it was a great get a jail free. We're like, well, we didn't spend the money to fully replicate it. Well, why would you? It's not the same set. Doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be, in fact. It's 200, 150 years? No, it's great. Really good.
Yes. Hit like, guys, if you haven't already. 34 likes.
Yes.
I would like to get close to 40, though. We have 37 people here, so some people haven't hit like yet.
How's the poll going? I'm interested to know what the results are.
We have 23 votes. And
That
right
it?
now, Shran is leading with 52%.
Beats the entire main cast and all the secondaries.
And you got a memorable character. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Classic for Real throws in another $5. Don't forget, I have one more super. Yeah, you do, that we didn't get a picture for. Plus $2. Move NX01. Okay, fine.
And also his guy is to the right. That's the guy.
Oh, okay. Well, we will talk about him in just a second, but I got to put an arrow on Enterprise. because it was moved up.
Shifting equals arrow, and sometimes equals prizes.
And this is the guy that shot himself.
Apparently,
I don't remember that.
no. What was the context of shooting himself? He looks good in uniform though. Very fresh-faced lad. Nice hair. I mean, he definitely spent time that morning putting hair products on. He didn't rush out of bed. Yeah, he was on that nice mirror and was like, "Oh, do you think I'm going to get noticed by Reed if I have my hair looking nice?" And it's like, what? It's like, when he's got a girlfriend who's like, "Oh, darling, you should do your hair more quiffy because Reed might notice you." It's like, B.
You want to give him a B?
Well, what do you think, Stuart? I gave my spiel.
I'd give him a D.
Would you now? That's good to know.
We're dead.
Oh. No,
I don't remember him at all.
Obviously,
honestly.
go F. I just want to see a reaction to my little bit of humour.
F it is.
But I like that probably no one's talked about this actor and this character
Ever?
Well, maybe that, but in probably a decade and a half. So I like that we brought him back. Good for us. We did it.
Well, good for classic for real.
Exactly.
He is the man.
He is.
All right, Benjamin Stone, 5 pounds. Mirror Archer. Felt he channeled Mirror Kirk really well.
I haven't thought that before. Interesting.
He definitely plays it way different for sure. Right down to even the hairstyle, the cockiness, the feeling like he's getting shafted at every move.
It's a conspiracy.
And then the anger. Not really. Well, I don't know what he felt exactly when he's read about his other universe counterpart, but he's like, this man did this and this and this, and here I am. It comes across as really, I need more, and I think it threw him over the edge a little bit, and he got a little too ambition-y, but I think he probably
Yes, trying to be emperor and overthrow the entire government is quite ambitious, yeah.
Well, yeah, he felt inadequate, is a good way to put it. He tries to play a tough guy, but honestly, Scott Bakula doesn't really do that very well.
That's interesting.
He's too likable. He can play mean, but he can't play a bad guy, I don't think. And he tries it here, and it doesn't quite work. I do love the way he sits in the captain's chair, though, of the Defiant. It's got that cocky kind of, yeah.
I note I deliberately used him as his better-looking uniform version, because he looks fantastic in, the gold, the wraparound, right? Really, really fun to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's excellent. He's a really standout role in the piece, channeling so much raw emotion and ambition. And if you remember, he mutinies the entire ship so that he can, after asking, if I recall, to get to go on this hunch for whoever he got information from, to find the Defiant, which could have been a false thing, because he wanted to give it to the Empire to make them strong. That was his plan. He was just being a good soldier and wasn't listened to, trying to get his own captaincy. Maybe start small as this will get me captaincy. Super. But then, after he struggles so hard to get it and loses the ship, then he becomes the de facto leader of the new crew. When he finally sees Admiral Black, who's like this idiot, then he murders him in cold blood because they're not strong enough. He realizes he's the new king dog. So he's actually very loyal to the start, which is why you sort of sense I wouldn't say go into madness, just he's an opportunist, and this is the biggest opportunity he's ever going to have ever. And it's fun to see him fall, and I kind of wish they didn't, because I would love to have seen part 3 with him as now in this really cool TOS NX hybrid admiral's uniform, and guards with phaser rifles, and there's really incredible. And then be killed by Hoshi. So but that's the great thing about the twist, right? No one sees it coming because it's so out of left field. It's like, oh, I get it. But performance-wise, I give this guy an S because I think it's so standoutly not Archer. What do you think? Because I mean, I'm happy with an A. I think he's a really, really good part of the episode. But where are you vibing?
I was thinking A. Because honestly, when Archer comes and talks to him and he's kind of talking to himself, Archer kind of steals the show a little bit
Which
in
Archer?
that regard. Our Archer.
I didn't know.
The Archer. Yeah. Like I said, I don't buy Scott Bakula as a bad guy. He tries. He just doesn't do a very good job of it. He's a great actor.
I guess I do, so it's a little bit different. Just in this form, he's the...
Comes off as a tryhard is what he does, and it doesn't really come across as he's actually that evil. I don't know. It always feels like an act.
Well, yeah, well, he's culturally evil. He's not necessarily dickish evil. He's working to the game pieces he's handed, but he would have been probably fine. I think he said. He specifically because after I mean, he tries to do it organically, so he asks the Columbia to join him. He doesn't force it. He does make all the aliens go to the other ship, but doesn't kill them. He's just slightly speciesist. And he was, I believe, he did say at some point, like, trying to do a bloodless coup. Just the power of the Defiant walking into the front door would make him be emperor. Like, he wasn't just going to go in and burn everyone alive, which is what, other people would do. Hey, happy with an A. I think he's absolutely is fantastic, and just performance-wise, and the hair and the act and the uniforms.
Yeah. Yeah. A, thank you. That's fine. I don't know. I could be talked up to an S, but I'm fine with the A.
No, he was only in 2, right? Everyone else in S is substantially more. So A is kind of the standout guests who aren't the definitives.
Yes. Maybe he was going for the 60s hammy acting vibe. Maybe. Actually, I could see that. I could see him doing something like that. Because, yeah, it comes across like that, for sure.
Well, it feels, given how just normally at ease the actor is, it feels so intentional. Everything he's doing is really acted and different. I'm sure he worked out with the writers like a proper backstory for the guy. Because who is he, right? He's not Archer, but he's Archer. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So much fun, those two. And he has no beard. I'm glad he's clean shaven. I love his straight hair.
Yeah, Tomas has no beard. Well, not everybody that's evil in the Mirror Universe has a beard. That's just... It's fine.
So we only have the Vulcan goatee, and I was fine with that. That was a good reference. That was nice.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, he looked good in it. Clearly fake. Clearly a fake beard setup. But it looked good.
And Schmobody throws in $5. Admiral Forrest from loyal, good-hearted... firm, loyal, good-hearted, wants the mission of humanity to succeed and willing to die for it. All the things you said. Yes, he's like a dad figure for sure. He's somebody that comes across as very caring and definitely somebody you can look up to and rely on. At the same time, you don't want to disappoint him. You don't want to make him mad.
Yeah.
He can definitely lay down the law if he needs to. He knows how to deal with the Vulcans. Yeah, he's a dad figure, and this actor's done so much stuff in Star Trek. By the way, he's been Borg, he's been Klingons, he's been everything. But Admiral Forrest is somebody that I would want to be serving under for sure, because he'd have your best interests at heart. He's not a Badmiral. That's before Badmirals were a thing, I guess, back then. But yeah, I do like him. Is that real?
Yeah, no, he's I wouldn't necessarily thought dad, but obviously dad. Yeah, he plays it very nose to the grindstone, right there, relatable. He's you very much could see him being in a good way a pencil pusher, who's a community leader, and now there's suddenly a space program, and he's like, I'm not here for the space part, I'm here for the people part of it. So he's not suited for that. And that's fine, right? Because he's always earthbound. Does he even go to space? I don't even necessarily recall if he does ever go out. Obviously utilised as an emotional attack when he dies in an episode, which is really quite dramatic and sad. Love he's wearing a suit with a jacket. You sort of never realise it until you, he's just the modern last era generation leader. Because I'm sure with healthcare, he could probably his 70s and still look that good. Like,
Oh yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
right? So if it was, then he would have been born in the 2000s. So he's, you know, he saw the world, and then he grew up to be better in it, right? Is he too vanilla though? It's not a bad thing, but is that a point against him?
I would say yes.
I would say yes too. Soval is he too much of a dick? Yes, but he grows. Forrest doesn't grow. He just continues to be good.
Yep.
I would say B, right at Evil Forrest for very different reasons, but I would say right there next to himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is crazy because he's yeah.
And yes, he was a Klingon in the Next Generation. Heart of Glory or Heart of whatever. I forget the name of the episode. But yes, he was one of the Klingons that comes aboard the Enterprise. All right. Well, we're caught up with all the super chats, which is good. Eric Martin says Hoshi, the mirror version. She's already there. She's at A. She's the first one in the A slot, Eric. Eric just suggested her for the midriff. I know, Eric. Hit the like button, guys. 4 more likes get to 40. And we have 25 votes in the poll. Let's try to get to 30. If you haven't voted in the poll yet, please go do so. We have 41 people watching, so hit like, check out the poll. Help us out in any way you can.
Yes.
On a super chat. Which character do you want to... None of the main cast are here.
And there are so many more one-offs, two-offs. I mean, there's loads of villains. I mean, have we got any villains at all, really?
Oh, there's one person we didn't do from Classic for Reals first.
Oh.
Super chat. The girl that makes Trip pregnant.
Oh, okay. I thought it was I thought that was a reference to the episode, not her in it specifically. Okay.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Let's see what he said. Phlox's wife, the woman who got Trip pregnant. That's the second one.
Ah, okay.
And then the Klingon from the same episode.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Sorry, Classic.
The holodeck from the start.
Yeah.
What was the alien race called?
I have no idea.
Illyrian? No. And this, I know this actress, I know the voice, but I can't place her. Let me remember who she was.
Yeah, she was actually great. Nice introduction to an alien species. Very friendly. You know, wanted to show them around.
Friendly.
Wow. It was just beads. She didn't think anything would happen. Fine. It was fine.
Uh-huh. That's how we make babies.
She looks like the Drax from Enemy Mine a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes, Trip did get pregnant in a rowboat.
On the stream, yeah.
Yeah, it's like one of the first episodes, one of the first...
Fourth of it.
It's like the first alien species they run into, just out in the field.
Mm-hmm.
So... And yeah, Area 51, discount Enemy Mine alien, 100%, yeah.
I mean, it's still great makeup, though. I mean, Westmore
It is.
absolutely owning it. And this is definitely, I guess, more I thought Enterprise was going to be. Like, it could have a few more like this, because, yeah, they are so out of their depth. Alien race, way more advanced. They've got a cloak, which actually we'll forget about, because they're in a Klingons... No, they're in their... They're feeding off the Extra One's exhaust.
Yeah.
They do it for Klingons at the end, but they have a cloak and a holodeck and a matter replica, I believe, because they feed him stuff. So this is like proper TNG quality aliens in an Extra One era. But really low-key, really cool set. I remember being alien and weird and fractal colours, and I think they had to do like a 5-hour decon chamber because they're everything's so weird.
Yeah.
And yeah, a nice click with him and Trip. Good vibe. She totally had sex with him in the boat, knowing that was what they did. Just because she thought his tubes were tied, and they weren't, you know. No, it's a really strong episode of concept. Again, it suffers from early Enterprise. It's just not the sharpest writing. It just isn't. Like, if this had been a Voyager episode with Kim, it would be a much better episode, I think. Just writer-wise. But she's good. I mean, I'd give her a strong C. I think she deserves it. She did a really good job for what it is. And I do remember the moment when she's like, "So you made him pregnant?" She's like, Mum? What? Yeah, because it's such a weird. Because she now has a baby, half alien baby, to care for that's trips that we never talk about again.
Well, it's not half alien because it only gets the DNA from the mother.
Okay, sure. They thought about that.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
That would be a whole schmagago being the first species you run into, and all of a sudden you got custody issues. Like, let's be honest.
But that would have been a hell of a season 4 arc to have him go back and say, "I want to see my kid," and it's like, that's an episode.
Absolutely.
Mentioned though.
All right, 37 likes, guys. We're almost at that 40. With 3 more. Come on, 3 people out there haven't hit like yet. Please do so. Let's get those up.
Yes.
And then 28 votes. Maybe another 2 to get to 30 votes for the poll would be awesome. And yeah.
Or more.
Or more.
Always encourage more.
And think of some more people that we can talk about.
And there's still loads of great ones. Not that I want to necessarily give people ideas, but there's Duras, there's all the augments, there's the Soong.
There's the Clancy Brown character. The guy in the desert. I forget his character's name. But he's got the tattoos on his face, and he hosts Archer. And
when they play the game and the
yeah.
The sweaty episode.
Yeah, the sweaty episode.
You got all the other guys in the Zinni Council, because there are many.
That guy that killed Degra.
You got the 5 Ferengi who aren't our Ferengi. You've got the Borg. You got Dr. Phlox's wife as a Borg, and as a human, as in his real wife. Or any of the leads! I mean, having gone through this, turns out a lot of characters in Enterprise. Like, we knew there were, but there's a lot of really strong one-offs.
Classic for real, $5. The Badmal who confronts Emperor Sato at the very end of Inamir Darkly Part 2. And thanks a bunch for remembering, Ken. No problem.
Is he really a bad guy or just a societal construct, you know?
This guy doesn't come across as threatening or intimidating at all to me. I don't know, he seems like a mall Santa. I don't know. For me,
I bet he's never been called that in his life. I love that. You mole Santa, you 10th rate mole Santa.
It's not really I guess it would be. It's more frustration than anything else that he's projecting, because just Archer's not listening, or not Archer, Sato.
Well, if I recall, his line is
scared.
His line is
scared.
"Where's Archer?"
Yeah,
and that's the line basically. He's like, "Who the hell are you?" And why is so little midriff showing? She's like, "What? Regulation says 3 inches higher." She's like, "What?" Yeah, I mean, I feel this is just some guy's dad, who's like, we need, you know what I mean? Like, with 3 episodes left, does Jeff's dad want to play a part? Could he be angry? Yes. Okay, let's put him in Forrest uniform, clip him up a little bit, because he's like, how does the audition process go for someone like this? We have one line. You're an admiral. You're going to be sat in a standing set in stage 4. It's going to take about 20 minutes. There's no hair and makeup. How do you plan for this kind of role, right? You know, he does it well, but it's like, who is this guy? I don't know.
Yeah, for me, he's an F.
Yeah.
Hashtag sorry, not sorry.
I do like the other. I do like Admiral Black more. I thought he had a good vibe. Mostly because I know the actor. He's a character actor that is well known, but sorry, not Admiral Black.
He just does have the Mirror Universe evil beard, though, so, I mean, that's good.
Or the Mall Santa beard, either one. I wouldn't be necessarily big enough to be Mall Santa, I suppose.
Let's see. Classic for real, $5. Was expecting someone to super this in by now, but soon. Ah, yes. Dr. Soong, geneticist.
Yeah.
Not a cyberneticist. Not yet.
Not yet.
Anyway.
Could be the future, Stuart. You never know. Let's give it a go and see, right?
Top shelf work from Brent Spiner, honestly. His obsession, caring about his children, and just having him back, honestly. I think Brent's a really great actor, even though he can only play he plays the same role all the time. But this one was good because I think, well, we needed to see more of him, honestly.
Season 5.
I love the way he ends with maybe genetics isn't the answer. And he starts. It was great. It was great having him back. So yes, there you go. Definitely comes off as different than any of the other of the Dr. Soong from TNG. Definitely comes off different than Data. Has a bit of lore moments, honestly. There's quite a few times where his delivery is kind of lore-like, and that's fine because it's usually kind of angry, so that's fine. But yeah, I think he did a really great job with it, and it was cool to see him back.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of this role. This is I smiled so much when he came in because it's not at all Data, but you can see the family lineage so perfectly, and that's what it is. It's literally that. And obviously Brent has played it constantly. I also like that this represents. Brent looks great here age-wise, but his grey makes him look old. So this is the perfect. Like, he's old, but he looks good still. But I guess it's round nemesis, so I guess that makes sense. But yeah, he's given so much freedom and so much depth here, and he really is like, let's have fun with this. Really good, strong 3 episodes, really good arc, playing into the Soong genius but different, and then going robotic at the end is very satisfying. He isn't a villain, really, but he's a smart, he's a classic too smart for school kid with the ability to get through stuff and break problems. To be that trusting of augments, and then what happened, very satisfying. And they do have one de-age scene where he dyes his hair to be younger. No, really good performance and a lot of fun in this character. I would say high A. I think he's stands out very well in that series. Brent's is very good at it, which helps. And he's very comfortable, which you can kind of feel. He obviously walked on the set and just has fun. Yet still Star Trek. So I would say high A. I think he stands out very strongly in that season.
Yeah. I wasn't going to I was going to say suggest A. Hopefully you go for it.
If he had returned in season 5 and give him another arc, because obviously there's a beginning, middle, end to his arc. If you give him an epilogue and do something else, then if there'd been an Enterprise movie, right, he'd be great to bring in as like a really fun guest. Would be like, then I think if he'd done good work to raise him. Yeah.
Schmobody, $5. Cretassen episode Vox Sola. Mayweather apologizes to him. Pretty sure that's also the Forrest actor.
I mean, if he's not an S, I don't know who is, right?
Sure.
I remember the race, of course. The famous don't like dogs pissing on trees race.
Yes. Do we have a picture here?
Oh, did you miss the Nazi one?
No, this is before the Nazi one.
Ah, okay. It's in the wrong folder, that's right. Now more memorable because I lowered X.
Oh, yes.
Because the alien race, I sort of looks like Forrester, kind of. I can kind of see it through the makeup, but...
Yeah, you can see it in the eyes.
Yeah.
I honestly don't remember the character that well, to be honest. I remember the episode and everything around it, but I don't remember the character, so...
I feel like it was an insert character, as in... He's the guy we're fighting, thematically, so therefore, every once in a while he comes back as like, are you going to apologise yet? No. I hate you. I felt that's who he is. Hey, great makeup though. You know, great makeup. I know they get paid more for being in it, but God, imagine just having to sit at a chair for 6 hours and watch that BS. Oh goodness, I cannot even imagine. If only I could hear you, Stuart. This would be a.
No, you don't want to hear me. I was going to say probably a D just for the makeup alone because I don't remember the character specifically.
Yeah. Low D.
Right beside Porthos. How ironic.
Yep. Yes. I like it.
Classic for real, $5. The bad guy, alien leader fighting for mid-30s through mid-40s Germany in World War II in Stormfront.
Yes.
I mean, he played a good bad guy, but not super. I don't know. I just thought it was weird. Let's be honest. I don't know. It's hard. That makeup, I think, makes it difficult to act through because I don't know. Something about him just is off, but he's playing a Nazi, so it is what it is.
Well, he's not, though, and that's the interesting thing. He is and he isn't. I mean, I think Stormfront's a big missed opportunity kind of episode. Because I remember seeing it, the end of the first part, being like, oh, we're doing that. You do anything. But for me, I don't know if you agree, Stuart, for me personally, which I just got flashbacks to the nerd podcast from Edit Media. Me personally, I said it for real, goddamn. Me personally, I'm shilling, no. I didn't want to see as much real world stuff in the episode. I mean, you saw too much of Archer. I like the lady. She was fine, but too much of the rebellion stuff. I like the stuff with the space portal. I like the firefights, but too much money saving. We're in the past. I want to see the sci-fi stuff in the past. That was for me where I thought it was going to go. But there's still some of that. It's like the Herodian Nazi episode. That does something really special with it. This doesn't somehow. It's there structurally, but not there necessarily cool-wise. And he's good, I remember him. But also they play him... Vosk, thank you. But he is, weirdly, the end boss of the temporal Cold War. And it's like, let that sit for a second.
Yeah.
He's just some guy that travelled into the past with a few guys, built a time machine to then go back forward again and win. It's like... So every other guy's plan then. Yeah. Is he special? No. Why is he not being stopped? Can't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember much about him.
Yeah. It would have been a great season 2 arc. But it's a disappointing end of the Temporal Cold War. I mean, C for respect for the amount of stuff he was given. And there's some really good scenes with him, I recall, with the General, which I put the General as well. And it's always fun to see, you know, they're massively racist against anybody. He's a fucking alien. But he's basically Thrawn from Star Wars, right? He's that good, we'll let the whole species and things slide. He's not even trying to hide his face, he's just an alien.
Yeah, and this guy on screen right now makes a perfect Nazi.
Yes, he does. Give him a D. Right out the backside. Just a little bonus there, because he's a... Yeah. Well played Nazi.
I think it's really hard to do, but...
I wouldn't do it. It's like, I would just turn... If I was ever an actor offered a role of a Nazi, I'd say no. I don't need to do... Just no.
I mean, Nazis and zombies are the two, like, go-to bad guys.
Yes.
You combine the two... Combine them, it's even better. So. All right. Classic for real, $5. The desert guy with the Fates tattoos from the Sweaty episode, played by the star of Carnival and playing Squidward actor Clancy Brown. Let's not forget, he plays the Kurgan in Highlander, guys. Come on. Anyway, yeah. Clancy Brown's great. This guy is so nice and friendly, and you really like him at first, and then he turns a little bit menacing. But Clancy Brown did a really good job with that, and he came across as very welcoming and friendly, And I just loved his vibe. I loved the way he spoke. I loved the voice he used. And yeah, it's like, okay, I could get to like, I like this guy. It's Clancy Brown, man. He does so much. I don't remember what he wanted them to do though in the episode.
It's funny. I remember liking him being an awesome get.
Yep.
Him being, if I recall, and I do not recall, because early Enterprise, and I've only seen them like twice each when I was young. And they're not that memorable, sorry, like a lot of the small stuff. He was, hey, let's have a good time. But also, our culture says our good time is much harder than your good time. So let's do those things too. And they're like, oh god, this is bad for us. He's not bad, he's just culturally doing stuff that you shared, okay. Does that ring a bell?
Yep. I don't remember the last half of that episode. I remember the first half.
Because aren't they in a desert bunker for like 10 minutes?
Well, it's like a tent, but yes. Yeah.
C, because this guy's great.
C for Clancy.
Yes! We need some sort of consistency, and there we go. Han, Sam, yes? Hi, what? Hi, what?
What's happening?
No, he shouted my name.
Perfect.
Yes.
Schmo Body, $5. Prenam the Jammet episode. Chosen Realm, a true fantastic all the way to the end. Looking familiar, but I do not remember the episode.
Oh no, this is the terrorism one, where they suicide bomb the ship and threaten. Yeah, it's a really memorable episode for me. Horrible episode. So it's season 3, Enterprise, mid of the season, when they bump onto this not very advanced race, and they're like, oh, we're pilgrims to this planet. Oh, cool, we'll let them board. Turns out they're all suicide bombers, or like they all have the potential to be. They have a bio virus in them that if they inject, they all explode. They are literally a living virus. So they take over the ship, we try and fight them, we kind of succeed, they blow up a portion of the ship. Then they say the torpedoes on the NX one alone are more powerful than anything we ever had, so they try and take the ship to go finish the war they've done for the last 100 years, whatever, with the other race. And then in the end, the crew work out how to deactivate the organic part of the bomb. So there's this great scene where like a pregnant lady says, I'm not going to be a suicide bomber. Fair. But the guy's like, for the alien god. Ow. That kind of hurt. And it fails. It's like, what? Gets knocked out by Trip, let's say. And at the end, it's really sad because they get to the planet with the evil villain, or no, their own race. And they beam down. There's this great big green screen shot of just desolation because it turns out they're late to the party and the war was finished like 50 years ago.
Oh, let this be your last battlefield from TOS,
yeah,
essentially.
And it makes the whole thing feel so unbelievably like empty and hollow in a really good way. And he really sells as a religious suicide leader guy. At least for me, obviously I remember the episode quite fondly in a bad way. I mean, this guy for me would be a low B because I believe him 100%, which is sad. Not a fun episode. Yeah. I don't enjoy the episode, but
it's ringing a few bells here and there. And yes, it is. Let this be your last battlefield, just done well.
Yeah, it's one of those few standalones in 3, but it's like, how can we go even darker? Let's do that as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Discount Bajoran. Maybe.
42 likes, so thank you guys for hitting 40.
Yes.
Appreciate that. We also have 37 votes on the poll right now.
Okay, but 40. I want to see 40.
Yeah, three more likes, guys. If you have, or 3 more likes, 3 more votes on the poll if you can, would be great.
Yes.
35 of you here, which is awesome. Thank you. Welcome, guys, and subscribe. Do the thing. You know the routine. Super chat in. Enterprise characters. I mean, look, Archer's not on the board. Mirror Archer is, but
yeah. The mirror versions are, but they are not. Crazy. Why are you laughing?
I saw what you put in there. And one of them is not showing. Image could not be loaded.
Oh, joy.
Alright. Benjamin Stone, £5. Not a suggestion for this stream, but could you please review the USS Krakatoa by Howard Day?
Howie, yeah.
Stardock video is awesome.
Yeah, Howie's great. I mean, too talented. Right? Yeah, we could come up at some point. Yeah, he's one of those sorts of guys that he's all the talented and takes a while to make anything because he's all the talented. Yeah. Wonderful guy. Way out of my skill level. Sound of silence. It's refreshing. I can't take Canada. Is Stuart okay? Stuart, are you okay? Talk to us if you're okay.
A few episodes ago, we had Kolas.
Hey, he's back. Hi, Stuart.
From this very same episode. This is Colonel Green.
Yeah, so that's the next super from Classic for Real. But the Memory Alpha shows some guy. So I thought I'd put the actual Colonel Green so you can put both on screen because there's some guy and some guy which you know who he is, kind of. Because that's what the Memory Alpha says.
Look at the ears on Colonel Green. Wow.
Yeah, real bastard, if I recall.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, this is the NXO one. I don't remember this guy from the show. I could have sworn the NXO one would be one of the Section 31 people, based on the uniform.
Definitely gives that vibe.
Because isn't there an episode where Reed's like asking to talk to the contact and his contact's not there anymore, or like alive or something?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. So I can't remember that. So who is Colonel Green for those who don't remember?
Colonel Green was a Earth leader, colonel, who did he oppose aliens? No. I can't remember exactly what Colonel Green did. He's a bad dude.
Yeah, real bad. There's a book called Federation, which is one of my favourites. And I'm trying to think, is that also Colonel Green? Because I feel like it is.
Oh. Yeah, he was an eco-terrorist. That's right. That led to the death of some 37 million people.
You know, a couple of people.
And he euthanized hundreds of thousands. Yeah.
Because if it's the same guy I'm thinking of the book, he then becomes a Borg by the end, kind of, not really, and it's crazy. Why am I not finding the villain? Surely it'd be really easy to find who the villain is in this book.
Yeah, he's a bad dude. Eco-terrorist.
Eugenics War-ish era. Oh, I guess not. Googled Green. But you know what? I don't remember him. And the ears alone should be F.
Wow. All right. Well, we'll throw him at an F. Cool. All right.
Yes.
We have 40 votes on the poll, so we'll end that.
This is going to be interesting.
Who are overall best characters? Well, main cast wins. Whoa, 47%. Shran comes in at 45%. Secondary cast at 8%.
Gosh. Now, is that indictment to the main cast, or is that a congratulations to Shran? What do you think?
I think it's a congratulations to Shran, let's be honest.
Okay. Okay. Alright, I'm going to do the bold move, Stuart, and bring in someone in the main cast! I know! It's doable. We can do it. We have the power. We have the technology.
If you insist.
And, as I said earlier, we're going to go separate them. Season 1 to poll. Vulcan T'Pol versus post-drug addiction, humanized T'Pol kind of, and sex appeal kind of.
Kind of hate the first season to Paul, but I think you're supposed to. She comes across as very arrogant and cocky, doesn't want to be there necessarily, and definitely looks down on everybody. And they were building up a sexual tension between her and Archer, which I'm glad never really went anywhere. But yeah, But going back, I remember not liking her at first, but then going back and rewatching it years later, I really appreciated the acting, and she definitely pulls off a fantastic Vulcan. Being arrogant and yet not just being Vulcan, but coming across as arrogant, it's different than a lot of the other Vulcans in this show, which just come off as complete assholes. She definitely finds that spot, and she does a really good Vulcan. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing to think this is one of her very few roles that she got cast. I believe she was a model first, then got cast, did 4 years, did a Starship Troopers movie, and then retired. And I think she's either a fashion brand or an eco person. Just did her thing and left. Super specific performance. I mean, she from moment one, I can't imagine that's what she's really like. Like Nimoy, that's not who she is, but she's zoning in on something so specific and like you understand why she was cast. Doesn't mean
she was also in Stargate too.
Yeah, she was. She was in co-episode, and very different than that. Although still the simmering emotion underneath the. But yes, you're right. Ishtar, I've been two, I believe. No, she's really she's one of the best actors in the piece of all of Enterprise of the lead because she's given so much and it's hard to do, but she's given unlikable stuff. Now I'm wondering if they knew the journey, or at least some semblance, to start a very vanilla Vulcan, so much so as to eat a breadstick with knife and fork, which is ridiculous. But I get it, but it's ridiculous. Then her entire drug arc, which is absolutely phenomenal acting. I mean, that as an actor, that's it, and you're done. You can retire after that. It's so good. Scenes with her wearing less happen throughout for various reasons, but it's always tasteful. Gel or no gel, always very tasteful. But early T'Pol, I think, is definitely harder to watch and not as fun to watch, but that's what they're going for. And I agree. I did not remember the Archer subtext of sexual chemistry from when I was a kid, but it's super there the second time. It's like, for goodness sake.
It's a will they or won't they for quite a while, and then it's like just kind of dropped.
But it doesn't work as chemistry. They're too it's like both your parents. Oh well, yeah, they did get together, but it's like both parent characters. Because she's the know-it-all Vulcan, he's the captain, but then Trip is the person's, and then she becomes a person with him. So it's far more like I see the build-up versus whatever. Plus, I remember seeing in particular Archer's letting slip like boobs or nipples. It's like that's how mature he is. He's just a schoolgirl crush kind of thing. It's like that's weird, Archer. You're weird boy. Versus to Trip, it's nice and organic. I definitely prefer later T'Pol.
I do too.
But I really appreciate the purity of what she's doing in the first season. It's just more annoying. So this would be one lower than me for other T'Pols. So I guess we'll decide where does the other T'Pol go, because that's, I guess, the metric. So I'm going to throw in the other T'Pol, at least the visual I've picked, which says it all as well. So that's great costume choices. So where would you put later T'Pol, and why is she better?
Well, later T'Pol's definitely S tier, easily, because she's got that. She's riding that emotional line of. She's emotional, and she's in love with Trip. She's dealt with the drug addiction thing. They're both really good, though, for different reasons.
It's as if they picked an incredibly emotion-filled actress, because you can see in interviews, to see all of it in the eyes repressed, and then let her then play. So I remember a lot of eye flicker, a lot of here's the eyes, here's the emotion just behind it. It's a boiling fire when she gets all post-drug, etc. So I think I agree. I think future T'Pol, basically season 3 onwards, should be an S. I think this T'Pol, the one we're just looking at, should be an A. I think acting-wise is still excellent. Yeah, think there's not much more to say. Both excellent. But I think there's still a difference. I think you should still highlight the difference. Yeah. But very much the Doctor or Jerry Ryan of Voyager. Like, she's given so much good stuff, and she runs with it.
Yes.
Yes.
Classic for real, $5 to Paul's grandma, or whoever from the episode where she and that one guy go to Earth in the 50s.
Oh, I thought you meant the grandma from
in order to invent Velcro. And Jay Roker puts in $2. Vulcan, who stayed at Carbon Creek.
Yeah, okay, cool. Both variants of them then.
Yeah.
See, there is precedent for my Trek Shorts characters looking like their descendants. It's fine. It's fine. It happens
it's totally
all
a
the
thing.
time.
Especially in the Soong family.
Yeah, all the time, right? All the time. Alright, so what do you think of Grandma Martopol, who I don't remember her name, because why would I remember her name?
Oh.
I mean, it's just Joey Baylock. I mean, it's not much to see, of course. What's her name in this?
I just kept reading it as DePaul, to be honest. It's not much different played out.
Tamir. It's her mother's mother's grandmother.
In this picture, she kind of looks like Edith Keeler, to be honest.
Yeah.
She's fine. I just...
T'Pol, T'Les, and Tamir.
Perfect.
And they all know the T'Planahath. Yeah, I think she's softer than T'Pol.
Yes, I would say so.
But also she's talking to another Vulcan for most of the episode, and that allows for a lot more intimacy, as much as you can do.
Yeah.
But she very much is just Jolene Blaylock playing T'Pol, playing not annoyed by humans. It's not a bad thing, just...
I don't know where to rank her. God,
I mean, solid C at least. I mean, she's still a good
I'd
Vulcan.
put her at least. But I just get T'Pol reads from her. Like, it just feels like just T'Pol. So...
Although I just realised, if you look at C, we have 4 women, 2 shots of Marina, and 2 aliens with lines on their heads. With no hair.
True. You can put her in C. I'm fine with that.
A low C. I remember thinking she's very T'Pol, but she does the episode very well, from what I can recall. Look.
Classic for real throws in $3. Filling out Jake Rucker's super for Vulcan Velcro dude.
Yeah, I got the still, but the VLC screen kept 1 second, like 1 frame after I got the side of his face.
We'll call that the last one too.
Yes.
The record.
Yes. I should rewatch this episode. It's a really... Is this to the edge of forever in terms of like...
Yeah, absolutely
vibe?
it is. Yeah.
But like fully committing to the bit.
Yep. And let's not forget about ancestors looking like people. I mean, Janeway's descendant. From...
Oh yeah.
I hate that episode. Millennia. I forget what the
Millennium Gate is the thing.
Millennium Gate.
Yeah.
This guy was great. He's a likable Vulcan.
Yeah.
He doesn't come across as stuck up or snobby. He's just...
I'm happy to be here. What, strand on Earth? Yes. Why? It's something to do with it.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's got a good Vulcan look and vibe, I think. So I like this guy a lot.
He's a very Voyager era Vulcan in an X era world.
I am a Voyager era Vulcan in an X era world.
I also play a Borg who sacrificed himself. Because that's the guy who played one.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah.
He's also another person, so he's very great voice. No, he's
He
really
also
good.
plays a Nazi in Voyager.
Yeah, he's one of the good character actors. Yeah, and I just skimmed the episode, of course, found still, and I forgot he falls for the girl, and she falls for a human, organically. A lot in the episode I don't remember, because it's a very dense episode of stuff.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, he is very good in it, and he stays, and it's a very interesting, what if story, although it's all a flashback. I don't remember enough of him in it, but I'm vibing B for how much I think he's in the episode, strong-wise, but I don't remember enough.
I was going to say B because he's memorable in that episode. Like, he's likable. He's a
lovely contrast point.
Yes. It's a great.
Yeah. And I think he's better than everyone in C, and that's also a metric that we have. He's no Forrest, but he beats everyone in C. And because it's funny, we have how many T'Pols do we have? Okay, only 3 T'Pols. But he's definitely better than her in the episode because she's playing status quo. He's playing a really interesting change of character. So, damn.
Yes, Han. Yes, or Han. For Han or Han? I'm interested.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And can I point out, I'm the only one that put in a main character.
Yep.
I mean, slow clap for the funniest of our audience. But we did put in most of the secondaries, in fairness. So, wow.
If I had to bring in one of the primaries, I would brought in Mayweather because he's like a 2-dimensional cardboard cutout of a character.
I like him though.
I do too. I really do. But he just didn't get anything. Yes, we saw his cargo ship family.
The one thing.
Yeah, but he was just so sidelined. But it's the same thing as TOS, right? With Sulu and Chekhov.
Or Discovery, unfortunately. There are still parallels.
Discovery's characters are still worse than Mayweather's. Mayweather at least was fleshed out a little bit.
Well,
yeah. His name.
No one in Discovery got a full episode to them of the secondaries. He got 2 based on his family, I believe. I believe he got a setup and a payoff to it.
Yes.
And he owns those episodes. He's at least that one that I know, I'm sure there was. He absolutely owned that one. But it's all about him. So yeah, and he very much is the Kim, but Kim got more interesting dialogue, as sad as that sounds, because Pilot can only do so much unless you give them real stuff like I give Keeley, but Scientist always has more stuff in a Trek show, but Mayweather always committed to his parts. Same with Kim. He always gave 100% at the, I gotta find them, Captain, and warp 3, sir. He always 100%. He was always there, and I always they always sold it, right?
Kim was way, hands down, a way better character.
But he got a lot of those. Cut to him, says a line back, as Travis got. Like I'm saying, those are parallels, and sideline most of the time. But then, given more stuff, obviously Kim got a lot more. Well,
Kim also had Paris as a best friend.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Who did Mayweather interact with? Fucking nobody.
Well, it was Reed. Reed? Yeah, Reed. Sometimes they have dinner early on, and then he got abandoned in the second half of the show.
Yeah. But yeah, Dan, you're right. Him in the Mirror Universe episode, fucking fantastic.
For no lines.
Yeah, the hairstyle's great.
I mean, he owns it in a way that, he owns that. But I bet you, the pitch was if we do season 5, he'll be like, then you'll be the midriff guy. She's full dress, and you'll be kick-ass. He would have been great in the sequel, Yeah. All right, beautiful. Well, tune in on Wednesday for our ship episode of this formula. Lot of ships in the X01 era. I mean, they threw ships out left, right, and center. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of ships. It's 7 Xindi ships by themselves, plus the shuttle, plus the escape pod, plus the loads of stuff.
So tune in on Wednesday, guys.
Huzzah!
He's right, And this week we won't have our review on Friday of the Lower Decks episode. It'll be pushed to Monday.
Got my Christmas weekend because I can't do the other weekends because it's the Lower Decks pre-season finale and season finale, so I cannot be away for those. So this is the Christmas break is the first weekend in December because the only time we can fit it in.
So yes.
Yes. So tune for that on Monday.
I'll still be doing my first reaction on Thursday night though, so don't worry. There's still some, regular stuff going on. So
And the
anyway,
review should still be out unless it's absolutely insane.
yes.
But yes, just know that.
So until next time, guys. He's Commander Cockings.
He's Captain Foley, and you guys are amazing, truly amazing. And good shout. These are good list, guys. Well done.
It is, but main